Hi guys, it's me Karen. It's 12:01. Come on in. Come on in. Make yourselves comfy. Grab your favorite cushion or your favorite blanket and just get all comfortable with your cups of tea or cups of coffee or cups of vino or cups of whiskey. Whatever it is, as long as you're happy and comfortable, because it's Friday. Happy Friday. I hope this all finds you and your families, your friends, your loved ones all well, healthy, safe. It's so good to see you and all the beautiful, colourful hearts on the side. Hi. So, how are you guys doing? I hope you're checking in with yourselves each day as we navigate through all of this. I think it's our 12th week of quarantining, and it doesn't even bear thinking really, but you guys have made such a huge difference in brightening each and every day for me. These Tea with Karen chat sessions have been so much fun. Thank you so much for tuning each week and joining my dearest friends and I over a cup of tea and some laughs. Today is the 8th chat session of Tea with Karen. Crikey, it's flown by so quickly. I don't know if you guys know, but this week, and I also mentioned this earlier this week with lovely Allegra and Jared Harris, that it is Mental Health Awareness Week, and their theme this year is kindness. So I hope you lovelies have not only been, I know you guys so well that you've been so giving and so kind to your families, your friends, your loved ones. I've seen random acts of kindness, just so incredibly moving, and it just lifts my spirits and lifts my soul to see you guys doing amazing things and helping those in need. But most importantly, it's so important that you are kind to yourselves. So check in with yourselves. It's so good to honor all the feelings that you're feeling each day, and just know that you're human and that you are not alone, and we're all in this together. Mama says hi. She sends a love. I know she's watching now. Hi, Mama. And for those of you who have missed any of the Tea with Karen chat sessions, my website now, www.teawithkaren.com, is now up and running. So you may see your gorgeous selves on there and the challenge walls. And it's very interactive. If you have any suggestions for the chat sessions or for the tea challenges, you can drop us a comment and send us a message on the website over there. So it's www.teawithkaren.com, and you'll see all the links to the past. I went northern there. The past. Yeah, the past. I was watching a northern TV show, that's why. The past chat shows on there. So it's all there for you to have more cups of tea and tune in. Your Tea with Karen challenges, guys, your book suggestions and your favorite quotes were so wonderful. And I know some of you said that you don't read enough, which I totally understand, because normally life gets really busy. But I have found moments to read more, and it just takes me back to when I was a student, and I just love it. There's so many amazing and inspiring stories out there. So thank you for sharing your favorite books. And if you guys want to get back into reading, well, you now have a plethora of wonderful suggestions of book reads. A huge shout out and thank you again to Baxter Blue Glasses. They will be gifting 2 winners today with a pair of gorgeous anti-blue light glasses. So thank you. I love what you guys are all about, tech and wellness. So, and everyone seems to be really loving the glasses too. So thank you. Today I'm having a cup of tea with, well, where do I start? She is definitely one of the most beautiful human beings I've ever had the honor of calling a friend. Both inside and outside. She's so crazy funny, talented, witty, smart, beautiful, kind, so incredibly kind. And well, I could just go on. You know her from Dharma and Greg. You know her from movies like Keeping the Faith and Ed TV. Oh gosh, she's done so much, so many amazing roles. And of course, playing our dearest June in Fear the Walking Dead. Jenna Elfman, and I know she's on here too, and I'm going to bring her on in 1 second. The story behind Jenna and I, it was a bit of serendipity that played a major role in this, because Jenna and I met, this must have been back in 2015 or 16 at Elle Magazine's Women in Hollywood event. I met Jenna there, and we hit it off, and it was like meeting a kindred spirit. And we exchanged numbers, and we're going to meet up and get to know each other more. And I can't remember, I think my phone was stolen. I can't remember if it was lost or stolen. It was stolen. And I lost everything because I didn't back up. I was really bad that way. But now I do. I back up all the time. But I didn't back up my numbers, and I lost everything. And I lost Jenna's numbers and details. And then life gets so busy. And that was that. And then, of course, I get cast in Fear the Walking Dead. And I find out that Jenna's in it. And I thought, well, this is like circling right back. And we were able to pick up from where we left off. And that's it. She can't get rid of me now. Sorry, Jenna. Can't get rid of me now. I'm going to bring Jenna on. Make yourselves comfy. Make yourselves comfy.
Hi.
Hi. You
Is
look
it glitchy?
amazing.
Am I glitchy?
You're not glitchy.
Awesome.
You look wonderful.
So do you. I'm glitchy on the inside. You should have seen me 2 days ago. I was a walking human glitchiness.
If that's what walking human glitchiness looks like, then there's hope for all of us then.
Oh, God.
I have electrocuted hair. I'm not blow drying my hair at all now. And actually my hair is thanking me, but it is like a little bit electrocuted.
I don't think any of us need to be judging ourselves or anybody else right now. The fact that I have makeup on, I don't know. I was like, my hair looked good. Then my kids showered and steamed up the bathroom. And then I'm like, oh, what the hell? Now I don't know. Now I look like a witch. Whatever.
No, you look hot. That's like the sexy beach wave kind of look. Nice teacup.
Yeah, let's go with sexy beach wave. That's what it is. I miss my Austin, Texas filming home family. So I decided to have this is the biggest mug I own. I thought it'd be appropriate for our time together.
Gosh.
I put hot water and that creamy honey and pink lemon, like fresh squeezed pink lemon in there.
That is
because
so
I've had
good.
enough coffee and I won't shut up if I have too much.
And that's a bad thing? We don't want you to shush up.
There's a range, I'm such a coffee addict. I actually had to really learn the hard way. And I would go to a business meeting and they're like, oh, would you like a tea or coffee? I'm like, coffee. Yeah, I'll have a coffee. Great. They always, because I'm a coffee addict.
Yeah.
And then I'll be all calm and cool for the meeting. And then as the caffeine starts kicking in, I end up like being on these talking tirades that just go on. And it's happened to me when I'm doing press interviews, as I'm sure you have noticed. And I'm like, I have to actually not have caffeine doing business stuff because I don't shut up and it's really weird. So hot water.
Mama's watching now, and I know she'd be so proud of you because she keeps telling me that the first thing you should have in the morning to cleanse the liver is a hot cup of water with lemon. So you're doing exactly the right thing. It's the best thing. I should be doing that, but today I just went to my old tried and tested and true PG tips.
Oh, so you'll be caffeinated.
Yeah, and I'll be back with nonsense then.
I'll let you do the talking.
You can do the talking and the singing, which, by the way, Miss Jenna, Jenna texted me last night, says, can we do some sing-songs? This is a lovely idea. And she says, oh, I want you to sing the ah bit of the Mary Poppins. And I was like, oh yeah. And then I was thinking it's probably like la 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 la. No. I just went on YouTube to listen to it. You little cheeky shit.
I mean, I know you can do it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have asked you to do it. But we were watching Mary Poppins last night. Me and the boys were watching the original, and my husband, Bodie, we were just like gawking over Julie Andrews again.
Yeah.
Just what an extraordinary talent, and her heart and her soul. And Bodie was like, you know, we were just commenting on how special she made that role. And I said, it's almost like as an artist, she decided with that character to make, well, we may have to clear up with this word for people, but it's one of my favorite words, which is insouciance.
Ooh, I like that.
Which word. Is, you know, to not be too serious and playful, and it's a great word. And it's almost like she decided to make insouciance magic. And that's who Mary Poppins is, insouciance as magic. And we were all just sitting there watching last night. And then when she got to that mirror part, I was like, oh, and she's an angel. And I'm like, and Karen's an angel. And my 3 closest dear friends are all accomplished singers. Like, I'm just drawn to you awesome girls that can express yourself in that way. And I was like, oh, I'd love to hear Karen. Like, she is Mary Poppins. I was like, Karen is Mary Poppins. So now that's
the greatest honor. The greatest honor and the biggest pressure, because I was listening. I was like, that's high. That's really high. And I was like, oh boy. And then she says cheeky. I was like, yeah, Jenna is cheeky.
I mean, you know, I try and sing. I was singing in front of my kids on the couch because I was just singing along.
Yeah. They'll
have none of it. They're like, Mama, stop it. Mama, stop it. I'm like, I'm in my own house. I'm in my own house. Like it's embarrassing. I'm like, there's nobody here. Like, I can't get in. So, they're outside swimming right now. So they're banished.
So you can sing at the top of your lungs. See? See? Look at you.
That's how that goes. I actually did hit part of it last night. And Bodie turned and looked. He was like, oh my God, you actually did it. I was like, uh-huh. It's like one every 8 months. I'll hit a note.
I did. Look, if I play it now, we can try it together.
Okay, which part? I actually printed out lyrics so that I'm not caught off guard. I was trying to be very professional for this live.
Oh, where do you want to start? I had it right at the end of that ah bit, but we could start in the beginning, but it's a 2-minute song.
Yeah, I just have to find where is the my lyrics don't say
It's at, well, we could start anywhere you like, love.
Well, why don't you start, and then I can jump in when I feel like I can-ish.
Okay. Well, we'll start from the beginning. Oops, not that bit. I'm not quite ready. It's too early in the morning. Okay.
In every job that must be done.
I don't know if you guys can hear.
It's no longer the morning, just so you know, so you don't have that as an excuse.
Oh, that's right. It's 12:15. And every task you undertake
becomes a piece of cake.
Becomes a piece of cake. A screen.
It's very clear to see.
It's very clear to see that a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. The medicine
go down. The medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar
go down.
In those delightful ways.
Shall we all sing together again? This is becoming a fun sing-along.
Can you turn it up?
His nest has very little time to rest. While basements entwine and twine.
This karaoke bit is like showing the lyrics to Lane. And so now I'm singing to Lane. He knows a song from
Come on, Karen, you're the singer.
I can't do the whistling. I don't know how to whistle. Okay, it's coming up, I feel. For a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. Medicine go down.
The medicine go down. Just
Sugar makes the medicine go down.
in the moonlight.
Away.
Happy bees that fetch the
I'm getting nervous
from
here.
the flowers to the comb.
To the comb.
Never
Never
tire
tired of the buzzing to and
buzzing
fro.
because they take
Because they take a
from
little
every
from
flower
every
that they
flower
see.
that they see. And hence
Here it comes.
they find that task is not a grind. Uh-oh.
Hit it.
Cheeky.
Yes! Ooh!
That was beautiful.
That was beautiful, and I just spilled my coffee.
Oh no.
In my jubilant, I spilled the coffee, but it's okay.
I love it. I love that you spilled coffee while doing that key.
I spilled the coffee. It's all over, but it's fine.
Oh no. Milo.
Milo can come and drink. It's okay. It's on the
He'll have
table.
a spat because he's not hyper enough, your dog.
I know, right? Just not. Now I've drunk a whole.
Oh no. Oh, do you want, I have some extra.
You have some extra.
Here, I'll pour it for you.
Yeah, just pour some. Thank you. Thank you. Now. I got so excited. It went like boom.
I love it.
For the big finish, and the tea's gone all over, but it's okay. We're in
Do
a
you need to
pandemic.
bump it up? Because I'll break dance in the background if you need to go grab a towel.
You know what? I'm just gonna grab some towels. Can you
Do that.
And you could do some shout outs and everything.
Okay.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Well, hi everyone on Karen David's Instagram. Thank you for joining us. I do have to say that the very, very first moment that I saw Karen, it was like love at first sight across the room. Her spirit just like exploded out of her, and it was friendly and warm, and you just knew you were safe in her space. And I'll never forget it. And it was amazing. We captured a photo that night. And when I found out she got the role of Grace on Fear the Walking Dead, I couldn't believe my good luck. These things are meant to be. They happen. I just feel so lucky. And she's such a dear, amazing chick. And I love hanging with her and walking with her and sharing, you know, our personal hearts with each other when we have time. And so great when we're on set together. I love it. So, you know, you don't come across those people very often that you can just feel like yourself. And you can share. It's okay if you're feeling kind of vulnerable or weird or confused or frustrated or great, you know, and I have a few friends I can count on one hand that I can be that way with. And Karen is one of them in such a short amount of time. And I just feel so lucky. And her husband, Carl, who's also very talented and so kind and funny and cooks really good food. Also, talk about serendipity. Carl, as I'm drawn to singers, I'm just drawn to them. I'm drawn to female singers. I just think to be able to open your mouth and move people with your voice in that way is amazing. Carl was producing for a couple different female vocalists, artists that I knew separately. So Carl and I, separate from Karen, were finding each other through these random, totally random ways. And then I met her, and then we started working together, and then we pieced it together that Carl was her husband. And you know, when the universe presents those people to you, it's for a reason. So there you are. I filled the void talking shit about you.
I should spill tea gloriously like that more often, because how much do I owe you?
Just a meal from Carl, that's all.
Just a meal for I'm in the do you recognize we're in the dining room
Yes.
where we had brunch? Remember when was that? Was that
Yeah,
Christmas?
what was that? That wasn't, it was a holiday of some sort.
Christmas, right? Oh no, New Year's. It was like around the holiday.
Oh, like a New Year's brunchy thing.
Yeah, that's right. And Mo was here too.
Yeah.
And we had that brunch. Gosh, I miss
That's really fun.
brunch. And
We need to have like a social distance rave.
I know, let's do that. Should we do that?
Yeah.
We do our social distance walks, which is so wonderful.
Yeah. I need another one, by the way. I have to say, you know, you were telling your fans this when you first started your Instagram Live about checking in with yourself every day, and it's okay feeling the various things that we're feeling. I just want to add to that.
Please.
It's all a normal reaction, because what do we have to compare it to? Like nothing. And when we don't have a sense of, we have a sense of loss, like people aren't working, there's threat of loss of health, of employment, of how to feed your family, and unknown about the future in terms of safety. And then you have like certain media outlets, you know, of course, make it seem way more dramatic on top of it at various times from different angles. All of these forces kind of coming in at you, different sources of information, and it is like overwhelming sometimes. And then you have your kids, your family, you know, everyone's together in one space, and it's lovely, and I'll never get these hours back. Like, I'm loving it. But also there are times I went for a walk. I got out 2 days ago. I had to go for a walk and sit and cry. And I just found a tree under some shade, you know, that made some shade for me. And I pulled my bandana up and had my sunglasses on. And I sat under a tree and I just wept for 15 minutes. And I just let it out. I just had to like let it out, you know, because and it wasn't anything bad. It was just accumulative, all the stuff we're feeling. And it's like, I'll be fine. I'm fine. And then I have moments of just like, if I don't have enough sleep or, you know, not enough like me time to just be alone.
Yeah. And
you just like, fuck yeah. Sometimes you just got to go, ah!
Yeah.
And then I was okay. And then I was like, oh, okay, I feel better now. And, you know, releases endorphins and stuff. But it's all okay to feel all of it. And we are going to get through it because the human race is fucking resilient and amazing. So, but yes, sometimes it sucks. And it's okay. And I just want everyone to know, like, you're not alone in feeling what you're feeling. And there's, you know, there's such a degree of experience people are having, you know, so it's like, but we're all feeling it. So I just want everyone out there, I'm sending a fucking huge hug to everybody. Yes. Because it is challenging, and I love all of you because everyone's doing their best and trying so hard and giving it their all for their family right now, and everyone is pulling themselves up by the bootstraps, and some days you got to let go of the bootstraps and face plant and just go, okay, and then pick yourself up and get the dirt off and pull yourself back up and keep going. And each one of those moments makes you stronger anyway because you learn something. But I just wanted to acknowledge that because I think it is really important to not go, what's wrong with me, you know?
Yes, exactly. I mean,
it's not what's wrong with you, it's what's wrong with the situation, you know?
And I feel like emotions shift so quickly. Like 1 minute you could be absolutely fine, and the next minute something irritates you so much, and it's so much more heightened than normal.
Yes.
You know, and then you feel guilty because you think you're being irrational, but then you remind yourself, no, this isn't normal. And it's so important to acknowledge and honor all that you're feeling, you know, not run away from it, deal with it. Because like you said, it's such a comfort to know that we're not alone, that we have each other. And I don't know what I would have been doing. These chat sessions with all my best friends have just been so wonderful because it's kind of it's that comfort of knowing that that we are not alone, that we're all going through this together. And, so
and we'll get through it, you know. I think the human race has been through many things in its existence, and we're all more connected now than ever before, and it will be okay. But yeah, it's a bumpy moment. Let's just acknowledge that, you know.
Yeah. Well, you're so wonderful for saying all those, and I know there's been a lot of questions that have been coming in for you too. So I was going to say, where do we start? Are you ready for some Q&As?
Yeah, I feel like I need to turn my light up a little bit because I feel kind of dark. One sec.
Okay, love. You go do that. I'm looking at all these lovely questions. Hi, guys. I cleaned up the tea. Oh, gosh. I spilt it on the sheepskin. Fake.
Did that do anything? Did that brighten it? That didn't even do anything, did it?
Let me see. No, you look good.
Okay.
You look
okay.
good.
I'm literally working up a sweat with my hot water, and it's like the heat of the day, and I'm like, I'm having a flop sweat right now. Turn the
Jenna.
AC on. Is it hot in here?
Is it?
I'm like falling apart. Look at me. I'm getting so hot right now.
I'm going to say that it's very sexy. It's all a good look. Like, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. It's good.
I have been living by the pool. That's what this is. This is just
goodness for swimming pools, right?
thank God.
Okay, so there's so many good ones here.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. So Charlotte Under the Feather asks, "What's your go-to quarantine dance tune?" That's a great question for Jenna because Jenna's an amazing dancer. FYI.
Yeah, my boys, we actually had a cute little dance party in their room, and they were flashing their LED lights, and my 10-year-old was actually DJing on his like electronic keyboard. And I don't know what it was some cool hip electronica dance thing. We had a little dance party. That was really fun. They called it Club Peter because our little dog's name is Peter. And I do have a little footage I might post later of us dancing in the room.
I think that's fun.
You know, Bodhi played some Kanye the other day and was pumping it through the house. And it's not like I'm always a Kanye fan as a person, but his music as an artist gets in there sometimes, and it makes me move. Also Beastie Boys.
Oh,
I got a little bit of some punky street business in my soul. So I kind of like and then Tom Petty. You know, I like blues and the Chicago blues. I'll just rock some Chicago blues. All variations on a blues theme. John Lee Hooker always. Stevie Ray Vaughan always. Tom Petty always. Yeah.
See, and because you are a dancer, I don't know if you guys have seen. Jenna has posted these beautiful pictures and videos of her doing her dances and choreography. It's so beautiful to watch. But dancing, if anyone, especially you, is so good for the soul. Even if whether you know how to keep a beat, because some of my friends are like, "Oh, I can't dance." Even Carl says I can't dance. I'm like, yes, you can, and it doesn't even matter. It's about moving the body, and it's such a great way of releasing stress too, I find.
Yeah. That day I came for the walk with you, I had one of those days where I was fine, and then all of a sudden I was like, I feel weird. And I was like, I just have to like dance this out, like, you know, and I just started moving, and I thought, I'm gonna film myself and post it because maybe someone else wants to dance in their house and maybe it will lift them out. And then I realized that like creating anything, any form of creativity pulls you out.
Yeah.
It pulls you out of anything that you are stuck in. And I mean anything. And all you have to do is just think a new cool thought that you never thought before. Move your body faster. Even if you have feelings, you can create. If you can communicate, you can create anything. I don't care even if you just go like that with your arm and then do that and then do something that you've never done. And you just created a moment, and you just now rose above the muck. And you can pull yourself out always, or write something or draw something, even if it sucks or it's abstract. It's because it puts you in charge of the crap when you create. And I think that is like the exit door out of any funk, is to just start creating anything.
You know, we've been having a lot of fun. Jenna and I have been, we love home decor. Look, we just laid out, like, where do we start? It's like, ooh.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's like.
Yeah, in between takes, I think, filming last season too, I think we'd always talk about, like, oh, have you heard of so-and-so, and da-da-da, and like, it's so much fun, even just like talking and sharing ideas of what we want to do around the house and creating sanctuary, you know, and having this time. And you know, yesterday I was just looking at my guest, our bathroom, and even though I think it's because we're home 24/7 now, for those of us that are lucky enough to be at home 24/7 on these stay-at-home orders, you know how you just get an itch and you want to change something. I find even I'm more sensitive to clutter, you know, and I get it when my mom says that don't let things own you. You know, really think about the you know, things around the house. If you really need that, if you don't need it, it's like what Marie Kondo says: if it doesn't serve you happiness or joy, then it's time to release and let go. So I've had this time to do much needed spring cleaning, which I always try and avoid at all costs, but now I have no choice. But in the bathroom, I just made some slight changes where I had this plant, this what is it called? Fiddlestick tree.
Yeah.
So I had it in the bedroom, but I put it in the bathroom, and it just lifted my spirits, because all of a sudden it's like life. It's something different. It's blossoming under the, you know, we have a sunroof over there in the bathroom, and it was, I don't know, it just lifted my spirits, doing that simple shift of changing, of creating a sanctuary and making it more comfortable and more soothing. And that didn't cost anything. It was just a few changes, you know?
Yeah, I have to say, putting plants are a big, amazing way of making the home, like, especially in the bathroom, like putting a, and you know what I learned from you, Karen?
Mm-hmm.
You had like a little table lamp in your bathroom.
Yes.
On the counter. And I never, ever thought about putting a little table lamp in the bathroom. And it totally makes a huge difference. And I'm like all over it now. And yes, and so sometimes what I'll do, since we're home with lots of time,
and I love the plants in the background.
Yeah, got a couple little thingies.
Yeah.
I'll walk into a room and I'll go, okay, so, you know, there's sometimes parts of your room when you walk in, and when you get it right for yourself, not right per some standard that's arbitrary and not yours. When you get it right for you, you always feel that spark of joy when you walk into the space. You always say, oh, I'm always happy to be in that room. And so I'll look around and I'll go, that corner does not spark anything. Like, I look at it and I'm like, so I sit there for a bit, I'll have my tea, and I'll just kind of, what do I want to feel when I look at that corner? You know, instead of going, oh, well, you're supposed to hang a blah, blah, and a blah, blah. It's like, no, what do I want to see? What am I craving? And I'll kind of cycle through, like, is it a color? Is it a texture? Am I craving a hard surface? Am I craving fabric or a woven wall hanging? Or am I craving a plant there, or a plant and a woven thing? Because I have a lot of wood in here. Oh, okay. Or, oh, maybe because I have framed paper. I don't want another framed photo. Okay. And it's like, ooh, maybe like a woven wall hanging, or a lanyard, some cool string of some African or Indian something, you know? So I just find I'm doing that during this sort of stay-at-home stuff, is I'll go into a room and find out what part of the room isn't sparking joy, and what would spark joy. And I just kind of assess through the different factors that I could, you know, is it pillows, or is it a paint? Just paint that one wall, you know. And I'm finding just that process is a creative thing to do, and it lifts my spirits.
Yeah.
Even if, you know, some people are like, I have no money to buy anything to do. It's like, of course, I get it. but just the pondering about what it could be will lift your spirits. And then, you know, you can find ways to get creative.
Oh, but then that's the opportunity to allow your creativity to try things, you know. Carson watched loads of YouTube videos. He fixed the backyard gate and he painted it and he got rid of the termites and all that. But, and that was all just being creative and making do with what you have.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic. And you feel a sense of achievement and accomplishment too, you know. But I remember I've been reading so many articles, you know, from different therapists, especially for Mental Health Awareness Week and stuff. And a lot of these psychologists and therapists said that you have to give yourself a pat on the back just for even doing something. Like, forget about the result so much, you know, being goal oriented. It's about the fact that you picked yourself up to do that, you know, to get yourself to go out for a walk and exercise, even for 10, 15 minutes, you know, that's a triumph. And you should thank your bodies for being able to do that. You know, it's those little things that add up that can make such a huge impact in our frame of mind, you know, each day. And like I said, we're just shifting things around, getting rid of a bit of clutter and just looking at this room now, like the bathroom, like what's going to make me smile when I walk into it. And it really, just that thought process, as you were saying, just completely changed everything. And I was so happy. I was like, oh, now I can take a shower with a view.
Yeah, see? I know. And then you smile and then you feel so much better. And yeah, getting rid of things. I'm been working on the basement and I'm really want Goodwill to open back up. Because I have a whole stack of stuff to donate to Goodwill and they're not open yet. But I'm trying to clear out the basement and not hold on, you know, be very curated for myself on what I'm going to keep in storage. Like, what do I really want in the future? Or what do I really want to be for my kids to have as a memory? Like what, and you know, in terms of the things you store, it's like, okay, files, you have to have like 7 years for finance. Like, all right, fine. But then it's like organizing the Christmas ornaments. Like, I went through all the Christmas ornaments, got rid of all the stuff that's like, you just, like, I never, every year I never use, you know, just like, it felt so good to get rid of it. And then I bought like Christmas organizer boxes, you know, and I'm just like taking this time.
Makes me excited. The fact that ornament boxes, that's what I need to get. Oh God, that sounds so exciting.
Yeah, and then like matching wrapping paper boxes because we have so much wrapping paper but getting rid of stuff. And then all of a sudden you can like think clearly. You can think in a straight line when you don't have all this stuff pulling your attention and you feel so free. Like I did it with my 10-year-old, his room. We did a whole clean out and it was amazing. As we were I did the whole Marie Kondo thing with him. So we put everything in a pile of, you know, the clothes and started with that and then did the toys and everything. And he just sat there and I helped him and I was like, does this spark joy? And he was like, no. I go, okay, thank it. Okay, good. He'd go, thank you. And then I get rid of it. Yeah. And when we were done with that, he then started taking all of this initiative to organize his room and make it cool, where before he hadn't really put any of his own juice in there, you know, in terms of creating his space. And then he was like, really, his mood changed a lot. Like he really brightened up. He was like, I really like my room. And he knew where things are. Because he's a collector. He likes to like hold on to things. And by getting rid of things was like a real therapeutic process for him. And he got much more upbeat. It was really cool to watch it. And now he takes a lot of responsibility for his space, for his room.
See?
Yeah, it's cool.
It's a fun exercise too, that you made it fun. You made it an enjoyable experience. Because I think
most of the time, yes.
Yeah. Because many of us, when we think of like, oh, spring cleaning, we're like, oh. But then if we look at it from an angle of, okay, we're going to keep things that spark joy and that make us feel good. When you immediately think of it that way, then you're kind of more, you know, willing to roll up the sleeves and just get to it. But that feeling at the end when you're done is just euphoric. You really
feel like a new person. It is like, you really feel like a new person. It's really good. And you're the one who turned me on to Marie Kondo, so thank you.
We were watching. That's right.
We binge watched it in Texas in your bed.
That's right. So I had, what was it? Did I have food poisoning or something that day?
I think Was it the concussion or the food poisoning?
It was
The food poisoning.
The food poisoning, yes.
Or
And-
some sort of
yeah,
sickness.
yeah.
It was the, you had been.
And I was puking my brains out,
Yeah.
and had to go to hospital to get IV and all that. And anyway, so I came back and I was so out of it, as you can imagine. And dearest Jenna called, and she gathered my things on set and everything, and she came over in the evening. She said, "What do you need?" And she went over to Whole Foods and she brought Jello and all these like yummy. She took good care of me. And then I was so tired and feeling miserable, and I was on the bed. And so Jenna just hopped in and she said, "Okay, let's watch something." And we watched Marie Kondo. Yeah,
I didn't know
right,
anything about it. I mean, I'd heard, I thought it was a book. I didn't know much about it. And you pulled it up and we binge watched all but I think 2 episodes. It was so fun.
I know. And I was getting so teary immediately. I'm such an emotional sop in my old age. Is, you know, the minute where she makes, I think it's in the very first episode, she makes the family, you know, kind of have a quiet moment and close your eyes and just give thanks to the walls of the house, to the roof over your heads. It was so beautiful that I started bawling my eyes out. It was so sweet, and we forget these things, you know, these major things to be grateful for. And she said, you know, for all that we want to do with our homes, we always say, "Oh, I don't like this in this house, this part of the house," or "I don't like that." And she said, just remember that this house has been a roof over your head, has kept you safe, has kept you comfortable, not giving you hopefully as many problems. You know, you have to remember those things. And the minute she said that, I was like, oh my gosh, that's so true. It's so true.
It really is. And it teaches you to admire. It teaches you the exercise of enjoyment.
Yeah.
To not take for granted the thing called enjoyment. And I now really make sure, like, I was outside the other day and I was looking at my house. I was laying in the backyard and I was like, thank you, house. Like, you do a great job for us. Like, my kids love it here and I worked hard for it. And it's, I'm grateful for it every day because I know how the times I did not have a place like this. And I'm just so happy. Even when I thought back to, funny, it's because I kind of went back in time as well to our little single studio apartment that we used to live in, me and Bodie, and how much fun we had. We could barely pay the rent. I mean, I was about to be evicted. And I was living off of, like, you know, the pocket change that you put like in your empty Arrowhead water bottle or whatever. And that was my grocery money. And I would make little jewelry and I'd take it to acting class. I'd sell it at acting class and then use that cash to get gas so I could get home. And I loved every minute of those times. And I was thinking back to that and just how lucky I felt to even have an apartment there and to be able to learn how to work hard, and that my security is in my hands. I create my security by my ability to work hard. And I think that we need to grant ourselves that we're a lot more able than we think we are. Oh, yeah. And because when necessity rises, people rise to the occasion. And, you know, sometimes during times like this, you have to remind yourself that you're really, really able, like really able. And to appreciate what is in front of you, appreciate the moment that is in front of you, which is the fact that you are alive and aware that you're aware. And that is gold. You are alive right now, knowing that you're alive. That is everything. Because if you have that, you can create anything. Mm-hmm. And but we get caught up in our problems and things, and I think it's important we pause and find those moments that are right about ourselves and are right about people in our lives, and what's right about our house, and what's right about our face and our butt and our family members and our kitchen and the world. And it's important.
Isn't it? It's the gift of time gives us moments to reflect and give us more clarity as well. You know, looking back, and it's all part of life experience. My dad told me, I remember when uh, I, I remember being so broke and like literally crying, worried how I was going to make rent as well. When you first start out as a struggling actor, how many times I've gone to my knees saying, what am I doing with my life?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
why did I make the right choices? Should I have just gone and done something else that would, there's no right or wrong answer, but we've all been there. But my dad is the one that comes in with this witty sense of humor. His timing is impeccable. He said, and he calls me Mama. He says, Mama, he says, these crossroads are such gifts. He goes, it's when you literally, metaphorically, hit a wall that's when miracles happen. And he said, okay, so he goes, you feel like you're rock bottom. You don't know where you're going to get the money to pay your bills or your mortgage. He said, but you're a survivor and you will find a way. And at the time, I would get so mad and say, oh, what does he mean? I can't. He's just like, you've got to trust yourself, because these crossroads are miracles in disguise. And he said, and from there, things start to happen. And I remember when, from that moment, I was talking to my mom. My mom has always had this dream. She's had an entrepreneurial bone in her. It runs in her side of the family. And upon retirement, she always wanted to do something more. She just didn't just want to retire. And I was going through, financial hardship at the time, because I tell you, being an actor, especially in the beginning, it's really difficult because you don't have the financial security of a paycheck coming in every week. You don't know when your next job is going to be. It's like you're in and out, in and out. And that's been a journey in itself of accepting. There's so many things we may not agree with how things work. But if you respect that, okay, if that's the way it is, then I have the power to choose how I react and how I deal with things, which shapes the course of my journey. And I decided, I said, well, I'm on this ship and it's either going to sink or I'm going to swim. And my dad was absolutely right. You just have to trust and have faith. And thank God, my mom said we were doing these pop-up shops of Queen's Trunk, which I told you about.
Yeah.
And it was becoming so popular in Toronto that finally, when we were at Distillery District, they had asked for us to open up a store. And my mom's dream came true. And I was able to do that with her. And it was also able to help me. It just opened up different opportunities and allowed me then to help me pay the bills. But most importantly, took the pressure off, that I was then able to just enjoy going to auditions without expectation, enjoy being able to be creative. And that was many moons ago. God, that was like 10 years. When I look back and when you look back and you connect the dots to how far we've come and where we are now, you should be proud of yourself. Be so proud of yourself. And I read this, I've been reading Oprah's book, What I Know for Sure. And she talked about a story about her third grade book report. And it really resonated with me about how a lot of us, especially as girls when we're growing up, we apologize for our successes. We apologize for being, for working hard and doing well, because we're afraid that other people might think that we're full of ourselves or we're arrogant. And I thought, oh my God, I've been doing that a lot. When you try to downplay, you can be kind as well, but you can be strong and empowered. And, and it just really, it was like, it really shook me. I was like, oh my gosh. And I don't know if that's because, when I was growing up, there was a part of my time where I was bullied in school or whatnot. And and I'm really proud of this, I became more sensitive towards how you treat other people. But at the same time,
But you don't have to apologize for your own existence.
Yeah.
While being kind or empathetic. It's like, I think it's inspiring when people see someone who is certain of themselves, but who's empathetic and generous and kind, because it makes them go, oh, I'm allowed to own what's right about myself too, and be generous. And
yes,
you know, and I think that women are such beautiful mixes of all of these very special abilities. And, you know, there's probably culturally a chunk of time where we were just supposed to kind of shut up and be at home, you know, and now it's like, I think being at home is cool. I have nothing against, because running a household and raising the kids and educating them and keeping this shit running is a full-time job that requires art skills, man, and ability and competence. So I don't think that, I don't know where along the line women who stay home and raise the kids and take care of the house and run the ship got lessened, because I disagree with that as a point of view. I think it's not cool that that happened in our culture. But somewhere it was kind of like, shut up, little lady. You know, so if you had a point of view, you had to like first get permission to speak. And then that just kind of culturally gets ingrained in us. And, you know, there's a grace to owning your abilities. Doesn't mean anyone has to be any less able in your space. I want people to be as able as possible. It's inspiring. It makes the experience of being around, like when you're around, like when we're on set on Fear the Walking Dead, all those crew members are so competent in their own ability and sphere. It's inspiring to me. And so I think that no one needs to apologize for like being good at what you do, because it only makes the world better and makes it okay for other people to be good at what they do. And it's like you must be good at what you do. We need the world. We need people good at what they do in order to have a functioning world. Yeah. So it's just kindness and empathy need to go along with it.
And celebrating each other, you know, bringing out the best in each other. It's so important, but that really, really hit me in the face. Like, oh my gosh. It's like we constantly apologize for you know, for what we do well. And it's so, yeah, it's so important that we acknowledge and celebrate each other. We were all, each and every one of us was born to blossom and to thrive and to be the best versions of ourselves. And like you said, you can still be kind and empathetic and compassionate at the same time as well. That's being strength. A lot of people think that being nice is weak. You know, and I think if anything,
I hate that.
I know. It
bugs me a lot.
It's
I don't like it when I can feel sometimes when I'm being light and kind and friendly. I sometimes around certain types of people, I can feel them not taking me seriously because I'm not being really serious. So they think then they think that I don't see shit that they think I should see and have an opinion about. Oh, I see everything and I have an opinion about it all. Yeah. But that's my business, and I'm only going to do the things that move the needle forward in a more better survival way, you know. But I don't always dig that feeling of not being taken, and that's for me to reconcile, but it's just a funny thing where if you're being lighthearted or whatever, that they don't think you know, or that it somehow drops your IQ points, they think. Yeah. And I think it's quite the opposite. I think that if you are very, very serious, and I think you're actually missing a huge spectrum of the world to perceive. And it's actually minimizing, you know, of your soul.
But that's when I think I just learned to let go, because as my mom says, not everyone's going to love you. Not everyone's going to understand you. Not everyone's going to be on the same wavelength as you. And that's okay, because each and every person has their own things that they're going through, which have nothing to do with you. And I think that's a big thing that I learned too, because I used to take things sometimes really personally, but then now upon reflection, realizing that it had nothing to do with me at all. It was something that they were going through. And now I feel so much compassion and empathy, you know, because I don't know even if the words were misguided or misdirected,
Mhm.
they were going through something, and it had nothing to do with me. And I find that as each year goes by, if anything that we've learned from this pandemic, especially, is to be more empathetic, more compassionate, kind, and to be patient. I feel like that's the world that we are segueing into. I see it every day, and it just lifts my soul and gives me hope, that there is so much that we are learning from this experience. You know, Mother Nature very much has hit the reset button in a very painful way, and it's bringing a lot of home truths for many of us.
Yeah.
And I hold on to my gratitude as well, and that's what keeps me smiling. I'm grateful for friends like you.
I was just going to say that. I guess.
We have so many wonderful times together on set. I miss being on set with you, but I'm glad we're still not too far away from each other where we can do our socially distant walks.
I know. I'm due for one. I need it again.
Yeah. Well, come on over.
Oh, I will.
I can't believe an hour's gone by almost.
I
We
know.
have one more question.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Everyone's been so nice and asking things, and we've just been yapping away.
I know, but I think because when they ask such a good question, it spurs on a domino effect into other things too. So _Bexana asks, where is the first place you're going when lockdown is completely over? To set.
Hopefully to Austin, Texas to work.
Yes. Cheers to that.
I would like to continue the story we were telling on Fear the Walking Dead, because I really enjoy creating make-believe all the time. It's my most favorite thing ever. But before I fly to Texas, I probably could use a good shopping day and a spa day. Really could use that. Don't think it's going to happen for a while, but that's okay. But I would like to go, I could use a little retail therapy.
Oh, I know. See, but are you doing online shopping? I know there are all the sales and everything, and I know,
and I haven't.
And I've been trying to be, obviously, because you have to be careful too. You don't want to. It's such a temptation to go online and say click, 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 click. But so, yeah, that sounds like fun. I'd love to join you in that. That'd be fun.
Yeah. I need a pair of jean shorts. I actually, that's the only online shopping I'm going to do. I need to find just the right pair of cut off jean shorts, because they can't be short, because, I'm not 23. But they can't, I had some delivered. I did do that online. They're so high-waisted. I was like, who wears these? They came up to my ribs. I was like, no. So I'm on the quest for the perfect, I'll probably just have to go down to the basement, pull out the old jeans, and just make it myself.
And then that's always the best way. Your tried, tested, and true, reliable, old jeans. They're the best.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Broken into and all that. So, see? Yeah. You're being creative. I like it.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you.
And we'll do a walk soon. Yeah. Okay. That sounds good. You're so inspiring, and I knew you would lift so many spirits up of all those who are watching now. Because Jen is just that, she's this ray of sunshine, as I call her, on set all the time. We have so many laughs. I mean, she's the only one that can keep me laughing at 4 o'clock in the morning as I'm delirious with fatigue. And we're in the hair and makeup trailer right beside each other, getting our hair trimmed or colored or whatever.
It was 3 a.m. We had to get our hair trimmed, and I think we had to get our roots done or something. It was 3 o'clock in the morning after a 13-hour workday, and it was honestly kind of fun with you. So, I mean, it's so valuable, Karen. I can't even believe how lucky we are to get to work together, and it's just, I'm so grateful.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful. You're family now. And I said to the gang, I said, poor Jenna, she can't get rid of me now.
Don't need to. Happy to have you. Happy
You're
to be part of your family.
family.
Yay.
I love you loads, and thank you so much for having tea with me. Can we do this again soon?
Yeah, let's do it.
Good. All right, love.
Love
I
you.
love you.
Thank you, everybody, for hanging. And I'm sending a big hug and kiss to you all.